Yeah. So all right. Man's is live right about now. Can you not see the link now? Or click on the link. Click on the link now, because I've gone live, so maybe you might be able to. What's happening? All right, hang on a minute. Share this one. All right, let me try this link here. Let me try this link here. Copy. I'm gonna post the next link in the thing. Yeah, this is yeah. I think I've got it. 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 So I'm gonna post it back in the. I'm gonna go back into WhatsApp and post it in there. All right, try that one there. Hey, here we go. Hands on it.
Yes. Come on.
You want it? Yeah, done already.
Yeah.
So look, what? Who was already on it? Spongy. Did you say you were already on it?
I'm in. You're in. So you know we're live.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's all it's live.
We're live, rude boy.
Stephen, you're on the other one, bro.
Matthew's in.
Spud, you're on the other one.
Come to this one, Stephen.
Come to this one. Go into the thingy page, yeah, and then
The next one.
The link onto the Hangouts page.
Glenroy, what's your YouTube page called?
Sports and Banter, blood. Or Sports Banter. I can't remember which one. Sports Banter, I think.
Glenroy looks like he's in some sort of video or something with a white background in there.
Don't know. Hang on, I need to turn off this other one of that, man. Let's Hangouts in there. How do I turn off this other Hangouts?
Stephen's in.
Stephen and Matthew.
You're in, Stephen.
Yeah, let's rock and roll then, boys. Who's starting it off?
Hang on a minute. I think I'm still on this other one. How the heck do I turn this shit off?
That's where I'm breaking them.
Nah, I'm dead. All right. Yeah. Well, go on, people. You know what I mean? New little flipping thing and that. Try one of these group chat podcasty things. Sports and Banter. If you're easily offended, get the heck out of here. You know what I mean? If you're easily touched and that, if you're on the feminine side, yeah, we'll do, man. It's because you got cheap internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not me. I can do everything.
Yeah, man. All right.
Where's that can gone?
I can't hear, man.
Where's Ellis?
I'm here.
What are you doing? Head
Let's
count?
rock and roll, Glenroy. Let's start it off football.
Yeah, football talk. What was yesterday's games? United. Oh, United. We talked United for a little bit.
Yeah, let's open up with that one.
Yeah, that's quite juicy, isn't it? It's always good when Mouriniho is looking sad. All right, so who wants to kick off with United?
Well, to be honest, I'll start it. To be honest, as a Tottenham fan, it wasn't a bad result. We wanted to draw, so yeah, that weren't too bad for us. But all in all, it weren't a bad game. United obviously went one behind and then come back into it. And then typical Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, get last minute scrappy goal. And 2-2, give them their credits. They didn't stop.
I was wounded, man.
Chelsea
see that as a win. We see that as a loss.
Who sees that as a loss?
We do, Man U. That's like a loss to us, that was. We're so close.
Mate, don't be funny, mate, but way Man U are going, they're battling for a relegation battle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon it almost seems like the players are finally backing Mouriniho a little bit. Like the young boys result, coming from behind against Newcastle, and then
Daddy. You can't take much out of that young boys result, though, mate. It's like beating Karabag and thinking that you're good.
No, I see where Ellis is coming from in it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you've got to win games.
and you can only beat what's in front of you. So,
Exactly.
but there's still so much wrong with United, and I don't necessarily think it's Mourinho. I think their transfer policy has been a bit panic buy of late. Big players haven't necessarily stepped up. Is he getting the best out of Pogba? Is he getting anything out of Sanchez? That back four is probably the worst Man United back four I can imagine seeing in a long time. As De Gea carried them for a certain extent, like is Woodward as well backing the manager to a certain extent. Like Mourinho's come out and said, "I wanted this player, I wanted that player," and I'd like to think no one would.
But how much have Man United spent underneath Mouriniho though?
It's not. There ain't a great deal of difference between what Guardiola spent and what Mourinho spent. I don't think.
Yeah, but Guardiola's been there for longer, right?
A year longer.
Well, so that's my point. So at the end of the day, I think what I'm learning with Mouriniho is I just think that Mourinho is all about spending money, trying to bring in the best players he can. But then even with his buys, do you know what I mean? Like Sanchez isn't his player. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sanchez is a quality player, but that's not his style of player. We all know Mourinho is one of these set up at the back, sit deep, take the pressure and hit on the counter. Now, you've got to have 11 players working for the team with that. And, certain players aren't going to do that what Mourinho's got in his team. And I think that's the problem he's got there. So it's a bad choice for him.
I think with Mourinho as well, he's great with sort of the back 5 or 6 players, goalkeeper, defenders and the holding midfielder. But you look through the players he's either killed over the years or he struggled to get the best out, and they're all attacking players. Like to bomb De Bruyne off at Chelsea, didn't even give Lukaku. As much as I don't rate Lukaku, didn't really give him a shout at Chelsea. Salah bombed Mata off as well.
Mouriniho is the ultimate player killer, mate. I tell you, he is the original player sniper. If you want a career, you don't play for Mourinho, standard. Unless you're a defender. Unless you're 28 looking for a pension.
Yeah, but what you can't do is you can't take away from Mourinho what he's won. Although he's been at Man United for how many years he's been there, which hasn't been a great deal, he's still won stuff. Do you know what I mean?
But do you know what?
There's teams I ain't going to lie to you, like us, do you know what I mean? Spurs, who we could do with that trophy, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. So you've got to take his hats off to that. But he hasn't got it doesn't seem to me like there's a lot of team morale. I think coming out publicly and slagging off players is not really a good thing to do.
I just don't think Man United is they're a massive club. They're an attraction as it once was. I think as a player, you get just as much, if not more money at Man City, and the attraction for the future is a lot more bright. At Manchester United, it isn't.
Man United have got no really forward goals, like forward ethos. They're just literally going from season to season.
Yeah, but Mourinho's not really plan.
But if they change their manager, and I think, say for instance, if they got Zidane, for example, the prospect of going to play for Man United under Zidane is a lot more attractive to go and play for Man United under Mourinho. Do you know what I mean?
But then don't you think you're going? It's the same sort of manager though. Like it's going to be he's not going to be able to. Zidane's not one of them sort of managers that he's only managed Real Madrid, but have proven to build the youngsters through. You know what I mean? Everything he's had a ready-made team there. You know what I mean? And is Man United going to be another one of those teams that's just going to live again?
Yeah, but I think on another note,
because they've been doing that since Ferguson left.
Let's let Stephen talk. We're talking about his team.
Yeah, it's only because they drew.
I think it's if they brought in a new manager with attacking football, sort out a couple of centre backs, I think they'd be a real title challengers. But I think Mourinho has just lost the changing room, and everyone's just trying to do it because the pressure's on them and the media's on them. But really, deep down, they know they don't really want to play for him. And that's what I think is happening. And I think a fresh manager with some attacking football would see a big difference.
Zidane isn't the answer.
No, I don't. And sorry for you Spurs guys, but I think the ideal manager for Man United is Pochettino.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. Definitely.
I was thinking
he's supposed to be the ideal manager for a lot of teams.
No, not really. I just think for Man United specifically. I think Man United like at now they're at a time where they've had what 3 or 4 years of changing managers. Nothing's really happened. Mourinho's been the most successful manager since Ferguson, and he's just killed off all the youngsters. And I think now they need someone like Pochettino that will build something for the next 4 or 5 years, bring stability, bring the young ones through. But in saying that, even United's like reserve team, they're under 23s and that. They got relegated, didn't they, from the youth league and that? They even got,
Yeah.
you
But
know what I mean?
I'll ask this question. Do you think Man United would give someone like Maurizio the opportunity and the time to build his team?
Yeah, I do.
Because
I
it
do
didn't happen
personally.
overnight with Spurs or Southampton.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, go on, sorry, I can.
You know, you inherited good teams, but it didn't happen overnight, and it takes time for him to build, or anyone to build up and stabilise a club in the way he has done. But to be honest, Ellis, mate, I do see what you're trying to say, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I think
because you're a Spurs fan.
But no, I think he's more suited. He's ideally to go to Real Madrid. If I'm being totally honest, bringing through players like Asensio and players like that to work with, and he'll get a lot better recognition.
I think that'd be too big a job for him at the moment. I think United will be a perfect job for him, stepping stone. Because at the end of the day, United haven't got like the big major, like you know what I mean. What's the word like? They're not doomed if they don't win the Champions League. They're not doomed if they don't win the league. Whereas Real Madrid are. So I think if he's not,
I think if Maurizio went there, I think we'll see a lot of changes in that Man United team. I don't think you'll get after players that you'll get some a lot. Really, why are you setting him for? Because that's Maurizio is about teamwork. Do you know what I mean? It's about doing a job. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's not about egos. And I think another problem with Man United, there's too many egos. Maybe.
Yeah, but what about this though? What about if he had a
team that's starting 11? We still 3 years in. We still don't have a consistent starting 11. It's different every single game. And I don't know any other.
Oh yeah, I can mute your mic when you're thingy because I think we can hear all the thing in that, and you cut out all the other speakers.
You what?
Can you having a wank, mate?
When you're making a drink, yeah, mute your mic because we can hear like you opening and closing the fridge and pouring the bottle and shit. Sorry, Stephen. Go on, Bob.
Forgot what I was saying now. Oh yeah, they're not consistent enough. So Mourinho changes his starting 11 every game, and I think also that's what's missing now. When was the last time Lingard played?
He's injured, isn't
he don't play for like 3-4 games, then he'll come on again.
Yeah, well, Man United are sitting 10th at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
The thing I don't understand about Mouriniho is when he plays, Fellaini and Matic, or two holding midfielders at home.
That's when he gets desperate. He brings Fellaini on. When he's about to sink here, and he needs that. He needs some floats in that. He calls Fellaini. Like every other time, he forgets about Fellaini until he needs someone to just header the ball in there or just rough up a couple of people.
All right.
So what? Hang on a minute. Well, last one before we go on Mouriniho. So what? Who thinks that Mourinho's like finished as a manager?
I think he's been found out.
I think his next step should be Portugal, mate.
Yeah.
Ellis?
What do I think?
Think he's finished as a manager?
I think it's like any manager. Like they have a shelf life, and football evolves. Like happened to us. It's happened to
Wenger.
Everyone. Football evolves, and then everyone, like I said, everyone has a shelf life. And I think Mourinho's time in terms of his style of football being successful is gone.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the top teams in the Premier League now. They all press from the front, and I don't think Man United does that. Like if you look at City, if you look at Chelsea, if you look at Liverpool, even you guys. I was about to say the lane, but you ain't even there yet. You press from the front as well, and over the it sickens me to say it, but over the last few years, you've probably been one of the most attractive teams to watch in the league on your day.
On our day, yeah, we need depth, but. Not going to Spurs yet. We'll talk about them in a bit. But yeah, I think Mourinho is. I think Mourinho's next step should be managing Portugal.
Yeah. If he
it
was
would be a
to,
good step for him.
But do you know,
is there? Yeah, go on, Ellis.
have you heard if they sack him, how much it is as well? 26
20
mil.
odd million, isn't it?
26 mil. So,
but that's what I'm saying. They're stupid because why did they go and give him an extra contract for?
yeah.
He still had like 3 years on his contract, and they went and give him an extra.
Last January.
Yeah.
Especially as well when the guy's got a track record of for 3 years, he chucks his toys out the pram and goes, "See you later."
Exactly.
Yeah, he's got no loyalty to nobody. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. It was like yesterday. He got upset because the Chelsea, whatever his name is, Chelsea assistant, celebrating in front of him. Right?
But can I just stop you on that?
Yeah.
How can Mouriniho bring people's touchline behaviour when his is the worst?
Exactly.
Let's not forget when Porto knocked them out. He's running down the line in his trench coat, sliding on his knees.
Yeah.
Exactly that, mate. Exactly, and that's the problem. You know, Mourinho's a bit of a hypocrite to that. Then he's sitting there. I mean, don't get me wrong. In his defence here, I don't see how Chelsea fans being disrespectful to him.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
At the end of the day, he bought
three league titles like he went.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You've got to show him a bit of respect, but that's just Chelsea's class at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, man, listen. Don't look. Mourinho deserves everything he gets, because at the end of the day, all said and done, when things are going good for him, right, he's the first one to go shit on people and go tell him this, tell him that. You know what I mean? And now when it's him in the firing line, he cries, he bitches.
Yeah, he's a bitch.
He deserves everything he gets at the end of the day. Some of the things he said to other managers and that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree.
Nah, man, he's a donor.
Let me ask you this question then, boys. Who's winning the Premier League this year?
I tell you what, hang on. Before we answer, we'll go. Right, we'll do this in order so we stop talking over each other. Right. So who's going to win the Premier League this year? We'll go with Stephen, then Hassan, then Ellis, then Hakan, and then I'll go in last. So go on, Stephen.
City or Liverpool?
City, fuck off! I said one, not two.
City. I think City will win it this year.
Why City?
I just think their squad's a little bit more mature, but I don't know, man. I just fancy them for the title this year. They always seem to get it done.
Yeah, I think City as well. And the reason I think City is because they've done it. They've got more of an established team. I think Liverpool might push them a bit. You know, Liverpool going through a bump at the moment, but they're still grinding out results, which is a good sign. But I think Man City. I don't think Liverpool have been in this position before for a long time. And I think they might fall at the last hurdle, mate.
Yes.
I think City. They're arguably like if you were to name the best players in the Premier League, I would say probably you're going to take 5 or 6 from City, maybe. Guardiola's Guardiola, right? And also as well, if they
I'll take the subs, mate.
Yeah, exactly. And if they get short come January, they'll just go out and do 50-60 on someone like they did Laporte last year. So, I think City. And plus as well, like, all right, Liverpool are front running as well, and I think a lot of pressure's on Klopp this year. Like, does he know how to get things over the line as well? Like I said earlier,
Liverpool got to win something this year, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the media.
You've had your turn. Shut up a minute.
Huh?
I said you've had your turn. Shut up a minute. Go on, then, let's carry on.
I think, there's a lot of pressure on Klopp this year. I think, he has to win something. And I'm not talking just.
All right, that's another conversation. We're talking about who's going to win the league. So you're going City. I'm
going City.
All right, I can.
It looks like it might be a City whitewash, to be honest. I think City as well. I think when you're capable of going to buy players like Morris for £60 million and they're not really making an impact in your starting 11, then you should be winning the league, to be fair.
Yeah, I think City as well.
Find out results. I know they only won 1-0. Like they smashed Huddersfield 4 or 5-0. Them sort of teams, and I just think they're just going to run away with it. I think Liverpool will fall after Christmas, and then it'll be back up for second going towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I think City as well. As everyone else, and it's got to be City really. Liverpool, I think, will come a close second. What was the points distance last year? Like 12, 14 points or something?
I don't know, but what I do think is I think as the league currently stands out to finish.
Yeah.
You've currently got Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal.
I think
Finish.
City will win it by about 8 points. 2 wins and 2 draws. But Liverpool will get closer, but City all the way, man.
I don't know, I think City and Chelsea, Liverpool push each other.
Yeah, Chelsea. I think Chelsea
aren't in the Champions League this year. And when they're not in the Champions League, they have a clearer run. Do you know what I mean? And that's when they won the league the other year. Do you know what I mean? They done
Europa League is a nuisance, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think as well with Chelsea, if they've got 2 or 3 injuries to key players, then they'll struggle to really push on later on in the season. But anyway, let's change up and get on another subject, man. Second subject. Go on. In fact, talk about you Spurs boys then.
Let's talk about Liverpool first.
Is Liverpool supporters here?
No Liverpool, but we're not about talking about Liverpool supporters. We're about talking about Liverpool. And I think underneath Klopp, I think Klopp's done really well for Liverpool. But I think now this year Liverpool have to win something, otherwise it's not been success. And that's just my personal opinion. You can't spend £400 million on all these players, which I think they've made some good buys. I'll be honest with you. I think they've got a really good team, but I think this year they've got to win something. And I don't know what it is with like the media. They just love to suck off Liverpool. You know, I mean, if this was Spurs, they'll be saying Spurs have got to win something, this, that, the other. But I just think I think Spurs have got to win something, but I think Liverpool have got to do something. They've really got to do something this year with the money they've spent. What are you saying,
Bro, you're having a meltdown in that, bro. All right. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Klopp's got to win something more than what Pochettino's got to win something?
No.
Considering
no. I'll jump in this year.
Okay.
It might be a Spurs thing getting passionate now, right? But since Klopp has come to Liverpool, what has he achieved which Brendan Rodgers hasn't?
Ooh, that's a great question.
It's a good question.
Because you don't get nothing for getting to semi-league final. It's Champions League final.
He hasn't.
Not winning anything.
He hasn't. How much money has he spent?
But you can say that about a lot of clubs, bro. I mean, it's very.
You can't say that about Spurs. How much money has Spurs spent in 4 years? We've hardly spent fuck all. And we'll come into the stadium and think
that's because of your chairman, bro. That's if you could spend fuck all, you would, but you.
That's either here or there, though. If we're not
that is because that's the running of. Bro, hang on a minute, bro. Let me just say something. Yeah, one thing. You can't say that's neither here or there because that's the way your club is run. Yeah, every club has a way of being run. So if that's the way you want to run your club, then you've got to take the good and the bad that comes with it, bro.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
So if you're not winning, you can't then. No, bro. Listen, hang on a minute. If you're deciding to run your club,
the judge is talking.
You cannot then start saying, "Oh, we don't spend no money, so you can't hold it against us." That's your problem, bro. You know what I mean? Go spend the money then, innit?
I agree with you.
Stop saying. So then, if you agree with me, stop saying, "Oh, it's because we don't spend money," because that is bollocks.
I never said nothing. No, I never said nothing. But all my point here is, though, is if we want to look, if Spurs want to move to that next level, we've got to spend money. And it's very simple. We can knock on the door. We can put pressure on the league. Do you understand what I mean? We can give teams a good run. We can finish in the top 4. If we're not spending money, we're not going to fucking win nothing. And
can I ask you, Spurs boys, a question when you finished?
Go on.
Do you think? And this is not a piss taking anyway. Do you think Levy is a little bit scared to splash the cash again after how he spent the Bale money?
No, I don't.
Because the reason why I say that is because. Didn't you I remember the first time he came to the Emirates after he spent all the Bale money, and he was sat there looking so smug, like we're going to do these fuckers over here today. and I'm not turning it into an Arsenal Spurs thing at all because there's no point. But I think he felt like he's a little bit scared again to go on the Spurs.
Spurs' biggest
problem. Let me
problem
ask you a
is.
question then.
I suppose the biggest problem, as a Spurs fan, we've just built a new stadium, and as an Arsenal fan, you would know what it's like. You do get financially strained. And as a Spurs fan, I don't believe all this shit which is coming up the club saying it's not going to affect our transfer policy and stuff and our transfer budget. That's all bollocks. It does, and at the end of the day, you can see it has. and we more than likely might have to take a step back to go 2 steps forward in the future.
I mean, one thing I don't
think I don't think it's the case that he's scared. I just don't think it's the case that we might not have the money, to be fair.
Let me ask you a question, Ellis. So we spent £100 million from the Bell money, right? Within that £100 million, we bought Christian Eriksen and a load of other dog shit, right?
Eric Lamela.
But Eric Lamela as well. Now, let's be honest about it. Christian Eriksen's worth over £100 million now.
Yeah, but let's not forget as well the going rate of players back then has changed dramatically. So, say if you were to sell, say for instance, right, for example, Dele Alli, right, you sell him at the end of the summer, 100 mil, right, or it's something in around. Now, I don't necessarily think he's around that much. Between 80 and 120, give or take, either way, right?
Dele Alli?
In today's market,
Dele Alli, mate.
As much as I look,
get off the crack pipe, mate.
we'll bring that subject up another week. But
that's next week's show.
Yeah. But looking what players go for, you probably get around in and around that money. Yeah, now,
get bumped.
To recoup what you're gonna spend, like Eriksen, like you said, it's going to cost in today's market 100. He's as good as what they're out there, in my opinion.
100%.
You know, yeah, he is decent. Let's give the guy credit, like where credit's due. And like, if you were to try and replace now what you did with the Bale money, you would probably be spending that on 2 players for what you got for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But don't you boys...
The days of £30 million players are out the window now. Any calibre, days about £30 million players are out the window.
Nah, what do you mean, man? We bought Torreira for what, 26? Don't know.
Who? We're talking about Arsenal tonight.
Torreira, rude boy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're talking about Arsenal tonight.
Arsenal? Boy, listen, bro, you don't even want to get onto us, rude boy.
Right
about now.
You see you.
All right, hold on. Are we talking about Arsenal right now? Are we talking about Arsenal? All right. So we're talking about Arsenal.
It looks like the rules have gone out the window.
No. That's I'm going to have to start meeting people in a minute. Hold on.
Move on to other subjects, guys, man.
Yeah, because you don't want I don't want this smoke, rude boy.
I don't even fly and fuck, mate. I'm up for that shit, mate. Especially this day of market, mate.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Sit back in Nicholson Dayways where we were sitting up in that flat and you lot was guns and we didn't have a thing to say. We're not playing Carabao nowadays,
bro, it's still them days. It's still them days, bro. Come on. You're just keeping our seat warm for us, I can.
Let's make other subjects. No, mate, we took your seat off you.
Listen.
We took your seat off you.
Listen,
get that right.
took our seat off us.
Listen, right? Let's get it right, yeah? Look, Arsenal doing well so far this season. Arsenal are under the radar at the moment. They've won 9 on the bounce, yeah? They're up there, but no disrespect, you haven't really...
We played no one.
Do you know what I mean? No, you haven't. But look, time will tell.
Well, sorry, I lost you for a second. What did you say?
I think you've got a good manager. I think he's going to do things right. I think a realistic target for you guys this year would be Europa League. Not winning it, but getting Europa League position again. I think that's realistic for you guys. But Glenroy, don't get too carried away.
All right, listen, right. First of all, you got one, we've played okay. Apart from the first 2 games of the season, we've had a good little run. However, as you always say, you can only beat what's in front of you. Yeah.
Exactly.
And second of all, even apart from the Fulham game, we've played crap near enough in every game, bro. Really, we've only really given 45 minutes. Of a second half where we've played good at near enough every single game. So if we're playing bad and still turning out results, last year, half of them teams we would have lost to. We never even won a game in the whole of last year, bro. Away from home. You know what I mean? So, hang on a minute. All right, so even though like we're not there, obviously I say we're only about 35% there with Emre at the moment, you know what I mean? That he's managed to lay down. But I think once give it another 2 or 3 transfer windows, summer ones, not January crap, summer transfer windows. Trust me, man, we're going to be. But even this year, I still think we can I think we can make top 4 this year. You know, trust me. I think we're going to creep in.
Don't get me wrong.
Through the back door.
On your ass, you got no stress, you got no pressure. And when you got no pressure, yeah, things are a lot easier. Do you understand what I mean? And that's what I'm saying about it. At the end of the day, I'm not saying you're crap. You're far from it. I think your manager's coming, he's unwell. He's got a couple of good players. Do you understand what I mean? But I think you need to just bide your time a bit and not get too carried away as a fan.
What do you mean, bro? Listen,
You're just getting all
bro,
gassed out about
you're talking like you lot have been fucking in the Champions League for 20 odd years. Bro, you've only just stepped up the last 2-3 years, mate. What are you chatting about?
Yeah,
Like I said,
100%. I don't disagree with you.
You're just keeping our seat warm for us, man. But don't get too excited.
All I'm saying to you
the thing is, I said, hang on, yeah, of course, bro. Listen, if you've had 10 years, yeah, of stale football, of bull crap, of the shit we've had to put up with for the past 10 years, bro. Of course, you'd be like this as well, bro. It's like being suffocated, yeah. And finally, you've got a bit of air. We've got our Arsenal back. You know what I mean? In it, Ellis. Talk to the man, then, Ellis.
Another thing I will say is, right, like, obviously you're chucking at us a little bit, right?
I'm not
as you well know, you've had your best start to a Premier League season, right?
Yeah, this year.
This year.
Ever.
You've had your best start. You've had your best start ever to a Premier League season. And let's not forget, we're in a rebuilding phase. And if we beat Leicester on Monday, we're still level on points. And we're in a rebuilding stage.
Listen. When we said we're going to start this chat, we're going to talk honestly. And that's what we've got to do.
Definitely.
We've got to talk honestly about it. Now, let's be honest about it. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, yeah? At the end of the day, right, I'm not going to go into the fact that, we've been playing away from home for the last year and a half. Do you understand what I mean, yeah? And all this stadium books that we're going under.
Gypsy Warriors.
That's another note. That's another thing, yeah?
That's internal shit there, bro.
Then we'll shut up. Arsenal are now back on their building process, yeah? And they're starting to do something. They're building up their team as they should have done, yeah? Which they're doing, which is good. That's what they need to do. But, okay, what I'm trying to say is Glenwood's running his gums real quickly in that, and he needs to just sort of just be content with what you're doing at the moment.
I am content. That's why I'm expressing myself, because man's is content. You know what I'm saying? Why are you hating for?
You're going like you won today.
Right, you know what I mean? Well, we won more than you. That's what I can say.
Let's move on from this subject. No one's ever.
Yeah, it's boring now.
Go pet Milton King Donsbury, boy. Anyway, next subject.
Stephen, are you still with us?
Hopefully by Christmas we'll be playing enough stadiums got more than yours.
Yeah, right. What, you mean 2020 Christmas, mate?
What you can.
You should have brought Wembley.
What's the next subject?
That'll be quicker.
What's the next subject?
Next subject.
Who's
boxing?
got a subject? Anyone got a subject we want to talk about?
Yeah, should we get on the old boxing? Start running
the old boxing.
running some of these yanks and that.
Yeah. Right, what we're going to start with. We're going to start with the fucking Frank Warren card yesterday.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
All right, let me just get this out.
Hang on. Right, we'll go. I can. Then I'll go after I can. Stephen, are you in on this one? Mate, you've muted yourself, bro. I can't hear you.
I'll chip in a little bit.
Well, all right. Well,
big thing.
I'll tell you what. After me, then Hassan. After Hassan, Ellis.
All right.
Go on, I can.
We'll go through, if we want, we go through all the cards. Not all the cards, but I don't know if anyone watched the Matchroom card in USA last night.
I watched a bit of it.
But we'll have a little speak on that as well. But just coming back to Frank Warren show.
Fish eyes?
Yeah, fish eyes. Did anyone see the Bruck in the crowd?
Yeah, mate, it was mental.
Nah, I didn't see it. Was there another one?
Fucking mad, mate. Yeah, yesterday, mate, in Brentwood, mate. That shit kicked off, mate.
Oh, my days.
There must be about 20 men involved. You just fucking
You know
what? Kicked all up the floor.
I was going to go down there as well. I didn't. You know what I mean? And then I thought Frank Warren show. I thought, nah, allow it.
Nah, man.
Days.
Coming back to the Frank Warren show, obviously, you had a couple people on there. You had Nathan Gorman on there, who I think should be fighting Daniel Dubois next, at least.
Yeah.
The two up and coming fighters. They should do now.
Oh, right. I thought
they're both relatively young in the game, and you got to fight domestically.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Gorman.
Yeah, he's training on the Hatton. I think they've both got the same promoters. Do you know what I mean? So what's preventing that, really? I don't think much could be preventing that. But
I think the problem with it is Frank Warren, mate. He
No,
protects
it's
his
not
fighters
Frank
too
Warren.
much.
No, it's not Frank Warren.
But anyway, yeah, moving on
Anthony
to
Yard
that.
needs to step up, mate.
Wait your turn, mate. Then Anthony Yard obviously had.
I'd have to mute Hassan, you know.
Yeah, I know. Then Anthony Yard obviously had a fight in fucking against, I don't know, some Polish taxi man, and knocked him out in 4 rounds. And to be honest, I didn't watch it, but I watched clips of it and highlights. And you're not gonna see the best of Anthony Yard or see what he's actually like until he fights someone who's gonna actually hit him back.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
I think, you know what I mean, they keep him going on. He's rated number 2 in the WBO. I like Anthony Yard. Do you know what I mean? I like what he represents and everything about him, but he needs to fight someone. He's rated number 2 in the WBO, yet you wouldn't even say he's the best in Britain. And you'd put him in the top 5. You wouldn't even say mostly top 3. You've got Burton, you've got Frank Bigoli, whatever his name is. You've got Johnson. And at the moment, you see Johnson sitting, Boatsy. And I think Boatsy's mostly in yards. Most of that fight's a bit too early. But I think he should be taking the Burton fight. I think he should be taking the Frank Bigoli fight. Do you know what I mean? And just seeing exactly where he is. You've got to be your best in domestically before you go world class. And he won't fight for a world title for at least another year. Till he's fought another 4 post-taxi men.
He's had a chance as well, hasn't he? He's had the option to fight for a title, and he's declined it.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. Look, I like Yard.
Hang on, mate. Wait your turn, bro. It's my guy now. Fuck you know, mate. You like to jump in there. You like
turn.
No, because you take over the fucking chat. No one can get a word in edgeways, bro. So we have to come and do all this shit.
Yeah, well, you just spent 20 minutes just explaining that.
Anyway, yeah, no, I totally agree, I can, man. I think I didn't see the Nathan Gorman fight. To be honest, I didn't see any of the undercard. I just watched the Anthony Yard fight. But yeah, I think Nathan Gorman, from what I've seen of him, man, I think, yeah, I'm well impressed with him. I think he's got good movement and that, especially for a heavyweight. I think him and Daniel Dubois will be a good fight, man. They need to really get it on, but I don't know whether to really get it on now. I think what they're going to do is wait, maybe for a British title or something, like make it a little bit worth more while. But from what I see, Gorman's on it though, isn't he? Like Gorman proper wants it in that.
Yeah, but they've had got what 6-7 fights each.
Yeah.
Gorman
and Dubois.
You think British level? You're speaking people like Dave Allen and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So
go on, Rhino.
Yeah.
Rhino. But fucking yeah. So you've got to fight each other soon.
Yeah, I suppose I have. Yeah, but yeah, no, Gorman. I do like Gorman. Yeah, I think he's alright. I mean, I don't. Do you know what it is, bro? You see, like some of these promoters, yeah. Like, I just don't know. I don't really like Hatton. Like, what do they do, bro? I don't really see. They don't make no noise. None of their fighters make noise. They're just a bit dead out here, man. They're about to like make Hennessy and flipping all them kind of man there. You know what I mean? Like, they're just a bit. They're all in the same boat, and that. You know what I'm saying?
Dead skin.
But yeah, Anthony Yard, man. Yeah, do you know what? That man has got so much potential and promise, man. And it's kind of frustrating now. It's starting to. Do you know what? It's starting to piss me off a little piece because all these 4-rounders. I just feel like going to sleep, man. And like when something happens, just let me know, innit? Like it's one of them ones because it's just a bit boring now. Like I think now he needs to, like yeah, like I said, like he's rated number 2. He rated number 1 in one of them as well, WBO or something.
Number 2 in WBO.
Number 2, yeah. See that, man. He needs to start fighting at least top, if not top 10, top 15. You know what I mean? Like he needs to start like getting in them top 15 now. Get a couple of wins under his belt under there, and yeah, man, just start pushing on. Because not to be funny, but like Frank Warren and Tunde, like. Man, they're just dragging out that process hard, man. It's ridiculous. I think even Buatsi will probably overtake him. In fact, I can guarantee Buatsi will probably win a world title before Anthony Yard, bro. Trust me. You know
but that's got to do with his management, mate, and his promoters. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, Tunde, innit? Tunde is his manager and his promoter. No, his manager, sorry. Frank Warren. Yeah. But to be fair, Frank's not really. He's not really got a reputation for not holding back, man. I think he'll chuck him in there. It's more Tunde, man. Every time if you listen to every interview with Tunde, yeah, bro, it's like he just wants to go in reverse in that, bro. You know what I mean? and he just gives it the yeah. It's like listening to Wes.
What's
You know
that?
what I mean?
19 fights?
Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? Fair
I
play.
think he's had 16, isn't he?
16, yeah. I mean, fair play. He's only had 12 amateur fights and that, so he's still learning. But obviously, you can see that my man's ahead of the game. You know what I mean? Look at man like Lomachenko and Usyk and them, man. I mean, what's going on? Mute your mics and that, man. With them, sounds like you got some crusty water. Yeah, flipping like Usyk and Lomachenko and that. You know what I mean? They had a good amateur background, fair play, but even in the pros and that, they've only had 12, 13, 14, 15 fights and that, you know what I mean? And they're going for it, man. Like Berbatev, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think and in the yard there, man, he needs to step up. Even if he's not gonna fight the top guys, at least start fighting top 15 guys at least, man. That's all
European level at least.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Top
You know what I
European
mean?
level.
Anything, man. But yeah, and even like you said, start off on the domestic, man. You know what I mean? There's 2-3 good domestic fights there. Get it on. Go on, then, Hassan. Spread your wings.
About what?
Anthony Yard and Anthony Yard.
Last night's boxing.
I thought that, like I said, I like Yard a lot. I think Yard's decent. I think Yard does need to step up now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how he's ranked second in the WBO. You know, I mean, he's got a resume like fucking Wilder's. Do you know what I mean? And obviously not as half, but he's got a resume. I don't get it, but look, boxing's a bit of a weird one for me at times, mate. I think it's a bit corrupt, and I don't understand the judgment of it all. But look, it is what it is. But I hope Yard steps up. I like Boatsu as well. I think Boatsu would be decent, and I think time will tell in that division there. That's like heavyweight division, isn't it? And I think time will tell. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, is anyone in the chat?
Yeah, I'm in it.
All right.
Well, I want to change up the subject a bit because obviously I don't know if anyone saw.
Hang on. We're still talking about last night's boxing. What about
about last night?
What, last night's boxing still?
Well, not boxing, but last night's interviews.
Oh, well, hang on. Let's just quickly go to the Eddie Earn card and thingy, innit? And then we'll go to that interviews. What was it? It was Andre. Oh, yeah, Andre and thingy. Did you watch it? I can. Did anyone else watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
Did his arm go? Did his elbow? Did he do something to his arm or something?
His shoulder. Yeah. He boxed good though.
Yeah.
He boxed very, 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 very good, man. He was slick. Knocked the man down like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I thought he was slick, man. I thought he was good considering he's had a year out and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely he did look good last night, to be fair, especially for the first 4 or 5 rounds. Then after that, he just went into cruise mode.
Yeah.
But Tevin Farmer last night, jeez, my man looked decent, man.
Him and Gervonta Davis got to get it on, man.
Yeah, man. Do you know what? He lit last night up like his boxing shorts, as well as his boxing shorts. If anyone see that.
I think.
Well,
they were
some
special,
funky
mate.
thing.
They were special.
I think DAZN made a big statement this week, signing Canelo.
Massive.
Yeah. Big
statement.
Big. Hey, bro, listen, yeah. Right about now, man. These boxers, some of these promoters now, I think they're about to. You see them American promoters right now, bro. They're gonna have having some heart attacks, some flipping brown paper bag suction thing and that, because Eddie and DAZN are making some movements, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously the Canelo deal had nothing to do with Eddie. Well, it had a little bit, but it weren't nothing out of Eddie's purse. It was a separate deal with DAZN. But it's a good move by DAZN, mate. And I think it's good enough. I think what DAZN are bringing. I mean, sometimes I'm wishing I'm living in America, mate. Paying $9.99 a month for all that boxing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're still trying to hate though, aren't they? Just because of Eddie.
Of course they are.
Yeah, I mean.
Did anyone see the Wilder interview yesterday?
Yeah.
So Wilder comes out, reckons if he beats Fury, he deserves a 60-40 split to him, but then he'll accept the 50-50.
Man, Wilder
needs... The guy's smoking crack.
It's not in it. Some of that spice in it, though. He needs to allow it.
Listen to this, right? So, just been published tonight, this evening, Eddie Hearn told a group of US reporters that he believes a fair split for Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight is a 65-35. But added that it would change to a 50-50 if Wilder Fury does over 1 million US pay-per-view buys. A 60-40 if it does over 500k, and an 80-20 if it does less than 300k. What do you make of that?
What's he smoking?
Crack.
Who? Wilder. Wilder or her?
Bloody hell, bro. Who said that? Wilder said that.
Wilder wants a 60-40. Wilder wants a 50-50 or a 60-40 his favour. Yeah. Eddie Hearn's come out and said that a 65-35 is a fair. However, if they do over 1 million pay-per-view buys, he'll give them a 50-50. If he does over 500,000 pay-per-view buys, he'll give them a 60-40. But if he does less than 300k buys, it'll be an 80-20.
That's fair.
I think the 80-20 is a bit steep for me, to be honest with you.
Nah, fuck Wilder, man. Bob, listen, that took. Remember when he gave him the 50? Right, fair enough. Listen, yeah. Remember when he gave him the 15 million flat fee? Yeah. Fair enough. It was cheeky of Eddie to do him the flat fee because no one does the flat fee. That was cheeky. However, the flat fee was, as in Wilder's terms, crackhead money. Yeah? Well, not to be funny, crackhead, yeah, but 15 million, bro. Your biggest person, what, 3 million at the max?
2.1.
So you can't even afford crack root, boy. So what does that make you? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, yeah, the 20%, that'll probably still work out even more than the 15 million.
That's a reported 2.1 though.
Yeah, obviously, everyone knows Al gives them little backhanders and that, but I still don't. He's never seen 5. He's never seen 5 mil, bro. No way.
No way is he seen 5 mil.
Even if he's seen 4 mil, I'll be surprised.
And what I don't get is he got offered $7 million to fight White. He got off in the UK. He got offered $5 million to fight Chisora in America. Do you know what I mean? He's turning this money down like he's.
The thing is with Wilder, yeah, he's an emotional character. You know what I mean? And a lot of his actions come from emotion rather than rational thinking. You know what I mean? And I think he's so far now. He's got such a grudge against Eddie Hearn now. He'll let his emotions get in the way of business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think he's right with Eddie Hearn. I think he needs to look at Shelley Finkel for it. Do you know what I mean? What I don't get is you say that you'll take $15 million to fight Anthony Joshua on a flat fee, yeah? You send over the contract, but then you're saying I'm not signing the contract because it's got no date or venue in it. Right?
Yeah, but you got to.
Bullshit is that? But then you get in the ring with Tyson Fury and turn around and say, yeah, it's on, but there's no date or venue.
Exactly, because then you got to remember, bro. When who knows? We don't know when Frank Warren popped his head up into all of this. He might have popped his head in after the 15 million, after he agreed to 15 million. You know what I mean?
Frank Warren, I'll tell you what.
You know what I'm saying?
Popped his head into it with a 50 million offer that they made to AJ. That's what he done, knowing for a simple fact that AJ wouldn't be able to fight on BT Sports, and knowing that they're going to try. I'll tell you what, hats off to Shelley, hats off to Wilder. I don't know if he's clever enough to do it, but that whole case scenario there, they used it very well in their behalf. Do you understand what I mean? They built Wilder's profile up amazingly. They made a lot of people think that Joshua was the one that was running, but the truth of it is I think it's truth. It's not. You know what I mean? He's not the one that's running. Maybe it's just business, and maybe it's the business that they're doing all this shit and talk to build the fight up more. I don't know.
Yeah, none of the boxers are running.
It's a big risk for me. It's a big risk for Wilder to fight Fury. I think Fury is a very technically good boxer, arguably the best out there in the heavyweight division. But and it's a big risk for him. But if it pays off for him, then I think at least deserves. I think 60-40 AJ's favour is fair for me. That's what I think.
Well, I think he's I think this fight against Fury, yeah, he's took a pussy option, bro. He's taken an easy option against Fury. I think, personally. Of
course, he has, Ben boy.
Yeah, he's at the end of the day, like he's sensible because it's probably the biggest fight other than Joshua. Yeah, you know what I mean, so he's done the best thing. He's got Fury while he's still cold. But we've got to remember, yeah, Wilder's probably only got about 5 or 6 fights left in him. His right hand is mash up, bro. You know what I mean? Look at, he's had 3 operations on his right hand already. You know what I mean? Wilder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's probably got about five fights left in him. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think I just don't know where he turns to after. He's gonna be. I think he beats Fury. And then after that, he'll probably get a rematch with Fury again if Fury puts up a good enough fight. Other than that, where's he gonna go?
The thing about it is,
Dominic Brazil.
but you know,
I think he'll beat Fury.
I mean, he's got lots of places he can go to, yeah. But the thing about it is, Anthony Joshua. Where Anthony Joshua got to go, he's got nowhere to go.
Who's got lots of places they can go? Wilder.
Yeah.
Like where?
He can go and build on his resume. Do you know what I mean? But
like
what
weirdo.
can Anthony Joshua do?
No, but who can he fight from? No one's interested in Wilder fighting anybody else.
Miller.
Yeah, Miller, especially Miller, White, and Ortiz, and Brazil. That's probably.
Man, listen. I think people got to get off his Ortiz shit, mate. Ortiz
I don't rate him. But
Ortiz is done, surely.
Yeah, he's shit. It's them Americans that love him, innit?
Yeah, well, because Wilder beat him.
Yeah.
Ortiz, according to Wilder, is the second best fucking heavyweight in the world. The guy's never fucking won a heavyweight world title.
Like I said, man,
You know what I mean? He's fighting Dave Allen, for fuck's sake. And taking him the full distance, just shy of the full distance.
Wilder's emotionally unstable, man. Go on, hang on. Let Stephen come in and have a little chat. Go on, Stephen.
Yeah, go on, Stephen.
So I'm just watching the F1. Just finished.
Nice eyebrows.
Shut up. What are you talking about again?
We're talking about the Wilder. Well, to be fair, we're just talking about. To be fair, we was actually talking about the zone and Canelo. Signing Canelo.
I think I'm not even sure he beats Fury now. I don't think. I think there's going to be a bit of a shock upset.
Yeah,
I think Fury's footwork is too good for Wilder, and I think he'll get frustrated, and I don't think he'll land a couple of rights, but I don't think it's going to hurt Fury. And I think Fury will box him.
If he lands, it hurts Fury because Fury can't take a lick. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll land.
Fury knocked himself out, for fuck's sake.
I don't know. I think it's too easy to call thinking that Wilder's going to win. Just sort of the back. I think he might be a bit of an upset.
Stephen,
what does he do if he loses?
Stephen, I can't help.
What do you reckon?
Speak. See that big hole in the roof you got?
All right. So, what do we reckon to White's next fight? Talk about Chisora. Talk about Ortiz.
Apparently, it's not going to be Chisora.
It's not Chisora.
But I really hope it's Brazil.
Yesterday said
Brazil.
It's going to be Chisora, does it?
Yeah,
that would be a good fight.
Yeah, I'd love to see that Brazil fight, and I'd love to see. I don't think the Ortiz fight's going to happen.
Apparently, Ortiz is signing with that in your hand though.
3-5 deal, yeah, man. I think
Ortiz has.
Yeah. Or he's going to be. Oh, that's the point. In fact, anyone heard about the Kell Brooks splitting with Dominic Ingle? Rumors.
No.
It's all rumours, though, isn't it?
Yeah. But like Dominic Ingle said, there's no smoke without fire.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Did you see his interview yesterday?
That's a bad thing or a good thing, mate. Sometimes you just need to change it up.
Yeah, true. But I don't know. But Kell Brooks at the time of his career, like, what trainer's good for him? Adam Booth might be quite good for him, actually.
Mate, I think he needs to get away from Billy Joe Saunders.
Oof. Oh yeah, let's talk about Billy Joe. So
the rails, isn't he?
You know what I mean? So what's everyone thinking about this old VADA testing thing?
It was in the contract, man. It was in the contract. VADA testing was in the contract. You got to abide by the contract. In the contract is VADA testing, so you go by VADA testing. Simple as.
Yeah. But
now, what makes me laugh here?
Well, hang on. I'll just quickly lay out the thing, yeah, because apparently, this is all apparently. Apparently, he had apparently nasal spray or something. Like 2 or 3 days before, he actually signed up for the VADA testing. Then he signed up for the VADA testing. Obviously, he'd already taken a nasal spray. Obviously, the nasal spray is legal over here, but not legal over there. In and or whatever it is, in and out of season, in and out of match of fight, whatever, tournament mode or whatever. So if it was over here, it would still be legal.
Yeah, but the reason why, because it wasn't deemed that it's in competition. In competition with UCAD and WADA is that it's
from training.
It's no, it's that
fight night.
on fight night.
Yeah.
In training. At the end of the day, if it was only a very minimal amount found in his system, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. The fact that there was obviously a substantial amount that they've actually failed him says that there was something going on. Whether he knew about it or just wrongly taking the wrong product, like a protein.
But when you get to that level, surely you've got to be responsible for
Definitely.
whatever goes into your body.
Yeah. So how much was actually found in his body then? Is there quite a lot?
Well, I think it's. I don't know, but I think there's a certain amount before it's deemed a fail. If
More
it's
than normal.
Yeah, it's not deemed a fail.
Oh, okay. Oh dear, Billy Howard. So
Do you see how much his purse was as well?
No, how much?
2.3 mil.
Yeah. Frank Rowan's already starting suing, isn't he?
Let me ask you a question, right? So when that all happened, they said they wouldn't sanction the fight. They didn't strip Billy Joe. They said, hearing will be done. So they're going to have to fight for an interim belt. But then Billy Joe threw his belt in and said he didn't want it. Vacate his belt.
Yeah.
So
stretch the time, innit, so you can get the shit out of his system.
Do we tell you something about this? It's clever play by Billy Joe and Frank Warren. Simple as, right? Now, this is how it works. Now, they vacate the belt. That means the WBO will give them a 6-month suspension from their rankings. Yeah. And they won't investigate the situation further. Yeah. Now they can go after the commission and try and sue them for loss of earnings as such. In that way, there's no investigation taking place. Yeah. And they go after the thing. Also, Frank Warren's got a really tight relationship with the WBO, so he's not going to ruin that for Billy Joe, is he?
Yeah.
So it's a way of saving Frank Warren and also saving face with Billy Joe, saying it's a nasal spray. I'm not saying that he intentionally. I don't know. It's all a bit iffy.
I say it's a cheat. Motherfucking cheat. You know what I mean? Bomber car. Listen, bruv, like, at the end of the day, them boy there, listen, a few of them have been caught cheating, man. You know them boy there. I can't even say their names in case they come down my drive and try and beat me up or whatever. But them people there, man. Because didn't even what's his name get caught?
Fury?
Tyson, Fury, both of them, didn't they? Both the Furies. You know what I'm saying?
Is that Mexican meat again?
You know what I mean? Cambrito and Alvarez. Okay, jokes. Yeah. So anyway, what other things? Next topic.
What about Queen Khan? Get in it.
Oh, Queen. Man, this Amir Khan, man. Oh, bro. Do you know what? I think his girl's actually tougher than him.
Yeah.
Queen Khan?
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think the fight's ever going to happen?
I think so.
I think both of them have got pretty much nowhere else to go now. Like, I think it's almost desperate. Like, did anyone read Khan trying to call out Mayweather the other week?
Oh, bro. He's another one that's smoking some mad whizzing, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
I think both of them have got nowhere else to go.
Definitely. It's the biggest money fight.
All these conditions that are getting brought into it and everything, like, get the fucking fight on. You hate each other and just fucking have a dust up.
I must admit, man, he does like to move the goalposts, doesn't he?
I think the problem with Khan is not that I agree with it. It's simple as where Special K Brook will fight Amir Khan and retire. Amir Khan wouldn't retire. So if he loses to Kell Brook, he's pretty much lost the inside rating he's got. So that's the reason why I think he's reluctant to take it. But I think he's got no choice. He took the fight years ago.
Listen, there's no one else to fight, man. Like, I mean, really and truly, if he doesn't fight him, he's looking for them big American fights. Like, bro, that ain't gonna happen, man. The only person really, I'd love to see him fight Errol Spence. Actually, he's been calling it Spence out, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd love to see Errol Spence just give him one last brought down.
Who can't? Yeah, he get KO'd by it. He'll get KO'd.
4 rounds.
I'll tell you what would be a good fight, actually. Interesting one. Him against Crawford.
Yeah.
Khan against Crawford.
Yeah.
What about him against Vargas?
Man.
Sorry?
Him against Vargas.
Yeah, that's a good fight. Yeah, that's a good fight, actually. I think he'd do Vargas, though.
Possibly, yeah.
I think he would do Vargas. But yeah, I think him and Sam, how you being gay for, bro? I think him and I think
because he's been quiet for 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's stuff in his face. He was falling asleep.
No, that's just Stephen's profile picture, mate.
Moves.
But yeah, what else we got, man? We've been on this for an hour now.
What about what do you call it? Chunky Eubanks Jr. as well.
Oh yeah, that's a good fight. Yeah, think it would happen now. That's another one. That's a bit like Klein and Brick. Is it going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh no, December 8th on ITV pay-per-view. Really?
Man, what is it with these flipping with these boxers, man? Why they all like they're all pussies? You know what? I'm going to say they're all pussies, man.
Eubanks not a pay-per-view fighter yet. So how on earth can he be on expecting anyone to pay for him when he lost his last fight?
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's because with Eubank, you know there's going to be a knockout.
All right, look, we haven't spoken about saying, yeah, fielding Canelo.
How has he got that?
However he got it, maybe that's Eddie Wonder and his magic.
Nah, Cherry.
The zone deal.
Nah. Shall I tell you how we got it? Listen, Canelo's clever, yeah.
Yeah, two-way champion.
Exactly, and it's really and truly, it's an easy cherry pick. Fair enough, he's got to go up a weight, but you know what I mean. He'll beat fielding, and it looks. But then to the outside on paper, it looks like it's something like, you know what I mean. I'm going out to face a champion of the flipping super middleweight, rare. You know what I mean? But really and truly, we all know it's the stuff. Like
it'd be funny if fielding knocks him out though.
Yeah, trust me. Really, I'd like to see the Charlo fight, man.
What about okay then? So what about Smith? If Canelo wins, what about Smith and Canelo?
I think Canelo does him easy.
I don't know, man. Smith really impressed me, mate. In his final against Groves.
Yeah.
Really impressed me, man.
Yeah, do you know what though? I think
Canelo's different level. Man.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think we've got a lot of fighters over here that are good domestically, but I think if they was to cross the pond, they get found out.
Yeah, but are we getting gas because it's Canelo and it's a name? Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, Canelo, if you keep Canelo away from you and keep working off your jab, how's he gonna get close to you?
Bro, listen, no one's been able to do that bar Mayweather, bro.
Huh?
And no one's been able to do that bar Mayweather.
You obviously don't know about Callum the One Smith, mate.
Training up in Liverpool.
Man, I'll be honest with you. I am one of these people, right? I back my British. It's like Wilder Fury. I want Wilder to win, but I want Fury to win. The same as fielding, mate. You know, I know we'll get schooled. I'm not stupid enough, but I hope he wins.
But I'll tell you the bullshit. Cut the
right.
bullshit. Instead of wasting the breath about Callum Smith, he's not going to fight at super middleweight after this fight. He'll fight Ricky Fielding. Canelo, he'll go back down to middleweight.
Yeah, go middleweight.
They're already speaking about if Jacobs wins him this weekend, that he's a possible opponent.
Yeah, make that on DAZN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andre as well.
Yeah.
Hey, like Abraham said, mate, and no middleweight championship fight, not on DAZN.
Yeah, what was he said about Ali Joshua and Deontay Wilder? Mm-hmm. If it happens, it has to happen on DAZN.
Oi.
Stephen Espinosa's not liking that one.
What about Bellew Usyk?
Oh, what fight!
Do you know what? You can't knock Bellew, man. Huh?
Fair play to Bellew for taking it.
Big time. I rate Bells on that. I do.
Yeah. Like,
look, I doubted him against the Hay fights, both of them, and he come out trumps. Listen, mate, news that it's going to be a very difficult fight for him, but I hope he wins.
No, definitely. Like, you can't knock Bellew. Like, I used to think he was a bit of a gobshite, but He doesn't dodge anyone. Just goes, all right, let's get it on. Let's do the deal.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I mean, it will be a good fight. I'm looking forward to that. That's at the end of November, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we've got some good boxing coming up, to be fair. We're quite blessed, but you have to have people.
It's all blast, isn't it?
Definitely. What's
Do you know what I
next?
mean?
What other
Anything
topics
else?
you got?
That again.
What other boxing topics could we send in?
Oh, this is there.
Okay, I think we should end it every week in a boxing prediction for the following boxing event.
Yeah.
So what we got next week then?
Next week we've got Daniel Jacobs, Derevchenko. We've also got our matchroom card at the copper box with.
Oh, Cheeseman and that.
I'll tell you what,
Cheeseman and fucking.
And hold on a second, we'll end it as this, yeah? This fight. Who's going to win next weekend? Isaac Chamberlain or Luke Watkins?
Oh.
Go on, Jigger, you start off.
Mate, that's a hard one, you know.
Go on.
That's going to be a 12-rounder. I'll give it to Chamberlain, 12-round points.
Ellis?
Yeah, I'm going to go the same.
12 rounds. Close?
I'll give it to.
Split decision.
I'll give it to at least. I'll give probably eight rounds to 4 to thingy.
Right, SW?
KO.
KO who?
Late KO Chamberlain. Stoppage.
And Stephen.
Chamberlain stoppage on 7th round. Lucky 7.
Right, and finishing up with myself, I will go late stoppage Luke Watkins.
Oh, the controversy.
I think it's a fucking good fight. I think they've both got to come back from this, from both losing to.
Yeah.
But boys, listen, mate. It's 9 o'clock. Terry's on.
Oh, you're so gay.
Credibility.
I'm joking.
No.
All right, but listen, man. Look, today was a good day. Maybe what we need to do is put an agenda together, and then have one list that we work off and work through it.
Well, sweet. Well, you do that during the week,
And
then
we all do that amongst us, and then
Yeah.
once we've got a load in there, then we can just put. Once someone just goes down the WhatsApp.
Hang on a minute, bro. You need to stop talking about this shit while we're live on the air, bro, man. Just say goodbye, say goodbye, stay online, and then we could talk about this shit like off air.
I know, because so many people are watching. How many people commented again, Roy?
One, me.
Yeah.
How many people were watching? One.
No, one person commented. I don't think anyone watched, to be honest.
Who commented?
Me.
Dickhead. I couldn't even find it on YouTube.
It's on chat. It's on the chat.
Yeah, I went on there. I was on
Well,
my
anyway,
iPad.
look, man,
See if I
cut
could
this
do it on
out.
my iPad.
Boys,
Right, anyways.
soon, yeah?
All right, cool. Hang on, don't log off though.
Never again.
Don't log off though. Anyway, people, next week 8 o'clock, same thing. Sports ban. Oh yeah.